name is Wendy Potomsky, and I'm the managing partner and owner of Retake Furniture Rentals. Retake is once again a proud supporter of the Canadian Film Festival and is working to contribute to the Canadian film and TV industry by making it an easy and sustainable place to do business. Retake provides sustainable short and long-term furniture rental options to meet production schedules and product needs. Retake also understands the importance of set design and the dynamic nature of the film and TV industry, which is why we created a company to specifically support Canadian filmmakers. Retake can assist you in setting up your production office with sustainable alternatives to keep your team working safely as we all head back to work. We use sustainable approaches to minimize product going to landfill, which means any product supplied by Retake is helping to support the circular economy. Our in-house upholstery services can tailor our product to meet your set design requirements and match your color schemes. Contact us to discuss your office furniture needs. Our goal is to help you get back to work as safely and efficiently as possible. Stay safe, everyone, and enjoy the films and shorts at this year's Canadian Film Festival.
Celebrate Canadian filmmakers on Super Channel Fuse with an exclusive homegrown event.
I'm ready.
Go.
The Canadian Film Fest, presented by Super Channel, brings this year's festival into your home for a second year as a virtual experience.
Goodbye.
Every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night until April 18th. Enjoy the premieres of indie films and shorts from critically acclaimed and up-and-coming Canadian producers and directors.
And this is where the donkey starts talking.
Immerse yourself in this inspiring and spirited event, both on air and online, with live Facebook Q&A sessions that follow the films.
Makes sense.
Start it.
Experience the Canadian Film Fest, proudly presented by Super Channel.
Here we are at the wrap-up of the Canadian Film Fest. Hi, everybody. I'm Naomi Snieckus.
And I'm Nigel Downer.
And we are thrilled to be hosting the final red carpet for the Canadian Film Fest. What an amazing, amazing week celebrating Canadian films. I'm going to do a quick land acknowledgement. I'm right now on the territory of the Anishinaabe. And I'm not sure where you are, folks who are watching, but if you go to native-land.ca, you can find out where you are and recognize the land territory that you're on. And hopefully by recognizing it, we support those folks and their sovereignty and, just open up our brains a little bit to the awareness about that. I am thrilled, I have to say, to be hosting with my buddy from Second City, Nigel Downer. Such a treat, Nige.
Oh man, Naomi, it's so great to see you again. And our history goes way back. Like we've known each other for years on years on years, right?
No, it's true. I mean, I every time I see, like, sometimes we'll do corporate stuff together, and every time I see your name, I'm like, okay, we're gonna have fun, and it's gonna be stylish.
Oh,
because you're looking stylish. And I was talking about how I wore this dress, but here it looks like a t-shirt. You don't see the joy of the sleeves.
Like, yeah, the sleeves those are fantastic. Like that is truly like, the what's the word I'm looking for? Piece de resistance, I think. Yeah, or fancy, yes. Or fancy, yes.
Hey, let's talk about the films. Now, were you able to see any films? Were you able to participate? CFF is such an amazing organization. They celebrate films hard. If you haven't gone over to their website to find out more about what the films were and how to see them, go to canfilmfest.ca. What did you see? What piqued your interest from the week, Nige?
Oh, well, obviously, I mean, listen, this goes back to the very beginning of the week, but Sugar Daddy has to be one of my favorites. It's just because I'm so close to to that film. We didn't talk about this on the opening night red carpet, but I auditioned for that film to be in that little piece, and we had a great time. Kelly, myself, and the rest of the gang. I didn't make the cut, but I'm not scorned by it. I'm not angry.
Too sweet, Nigel. Too sweet for the sugar daddy.
Yeah, you're right. What about you? Did you? Yeah.
I mean, what I loved about that movie is just the adventure of the Candyman and how they walked into the world of challenging diabetes. That's what I loved about it.
Yes. Well, I forgot to mention.
Playing this week?
Yeah, I forgot to mention. What about Between Waves? Between Waves.
What was that about, buddy?
That was basically it's like, how can you know how surfers surf, right? So they're surfing on the wave, but what happens in between that first wave and that second wave? Between the
I don't
waves.
know. Yeah. Oh my God. Gripping. It was
great.
all. This is what I think it is.
Yeah,
A film
okay.
of just this.
Yeah.
And then it's me between it. What other films were there, Nigel?
Oh man, there's ones like hey, oh,
Range Roads.
hey.
Hi everybody. Oh my gosh. Speaking of fantastic movies, this is such a treat to talk to you about Range Roads. Such a pleasure to have you all here. Are you all over the world right now, or are you in Calgary?
We're kind of all over Canada, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
I'm here in Alberta. I believe Nikki, you're in Alberta too, right? And Sarah.
Yep.
Chad and Alana, you're in BC, and Joe is out in Ontario at the moment.
Yeah.
Amazing. An absolute Canadian classic crew. So I loved, this movie is so beautiful, and the chemistry on screen is incredible. I do have a question about it. You started the process of creating Range Roads in 2013. Now, this is you, Kyle. So how did you, first of all, how did you stay patient to make this movie? Because I feel like anytime you have a good idea, you're like, let's get at her. So how did you stay patient while you workshopped it and developed it with everybody in the crew?
Well, I think I stayed patient because it wasn't ready. You kind of know when it's time to really get rolling and apply for the funding. And we just spent so much back and forth time, Joe and Alana and I, and there was no rush really. I mean, I think at one point we did a short proof of concept, and then out of that, I mean, that was kind of, I guess, the first big mountain. Once we hit that, we kind of figured out what was going to work, what wasn't going to work, what we wanted to keep or not keep moving forward as I was writing the feature and working with them. So it was just a natural process, and that's just how long it took, not just to write it, but to finance it and all that kind of stuff as well. So
yeah, it takes time. I like that you've got your money person here on screen. So I'm really I'm glad that he pitched in for the cashola there.
Right? I need a piggy bank. You helped, yeah.
You don't even know. Nigel, do you have some questions for these folks?
I do. Listen, again, shout out to to everybody here on screen, and also to the people that aren't with us from the film. It's fantastic. Listen, I'm just going to get to it because I'm so excited. There's so many things I want to talk about. But first, Alana, I'm going to ask you this. I believe you come from, correct me if I'm wrong, a more theater background than you do a film and TV background, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how close were you, or how close did you feel to the very first scene? I don't want to give too much of it away, obviously, because we're going to watch it, but how close are you to the first scene, when you're playing that kind of, you're asked to play more of a grandmother type role for that character? How close are you to that? And also, how did it feel to get notes within like a movie? It's kind of meta, right?
Yeah, it's totally meta. It's really weird. And it was a really wild experience that way. And honestly, Nigel, like this is the second film that I've ever really worked on, other than playing around with friends and filming other films. The Valley Below was the first film that I worked on ever. And then this one. So yeah, all the other ones are basically filmed theater productions that I might have done. So I was feeling really new about it, but Kyle makes me feel amazing. So yeah, it was totally wild. It's weird to be that actor within the film and also playing an actor that's really insecure and then honoring my own insecurities as we went along. So yeah, there was a lot of like, I don't know, just like girding the loins, just getting ready for it and leaning into the support of everybody else. Like, I'm not kidding. I couldn't have done the work in the way that I felt good about if I wasn't being directed by Kyle or wasn't working with a company like North Country, just because it feels like family and it feels like home. So yeah, when Kyle and I were creating those characters with Joe, we're like, let's do this. And Frankie felt really close to home in some of those really meta ways, as you said.
Awesome. That's great. Naomi, what do you got?
So, yeah, Joe, do you have like a moment in development that you were like, pew, pew, like things are starting to really come together?
There wasn't one moment that came together in the development. What was wonderful about the development is that is that our characters got to go through the journey that they would have gone through to get to where they were. So between, like, we had a Google Doc going with like inspiration pieces, bits of dialogue, all of that sort of thing. And then with the short proof of concept that we did, we were able, like Alana and I were able to actually cultivate a relationship. Like we have a friend relationship outside of the film, but then also getting this relationship built up over like 4 years. By the time we went to camera, we actually had all of this bedrock where we had gone through relationships and concepts that blossomed and then died. And then by the time we got to camera, we already had this whole sibling relationship that had this rich history. So there wasn't one moment, but the culmination of that collaboration just made it so easy when we actually got there.
Oh,
That's great. I have a question now for Nikki and Chad. For the two of you, I fortunately and Naomi as well have been we've been lucky enough to have been on sets before for movies and commercials. Now, for movies, particular films, when it's your wrap day, when they say, that's a wrap on Nikki, or that's a wrap on Chad, how did you feel, especially after this film, when you were done wrapping your day? What emotions were you going through?
You want to go first, Nikki?
You go ahead.
Okay. Well, it was my first feature film, so I was taking it all in. The whole experience was new to me. I was kind of like a kid in a candy store. I was just, every moment was new. So, but by the end of it, I was kind of sad, to be honest with you. I wanted to stay on set and keep shooting. I was really starting to feel comfortable in the character. So it was a mix of, wow, what just happened? That was an amazing experience. And can I do that again, or can we keep going? So it was a really positive feeling, definitely, at the end.
Awesome. Nikki?
Yeah. To go along with that, I was definitely sad. I feel like every film or television show that you work on, you get excited because you have the opportunity to play and have fun and do the show. And then whenever you have that wrap date, it's always nice. It's always sad, but I feel like this was especially sad. Like day one getting on set, everyone was such a family. Everyone was so welcoming. Sometimes you walk on a set and you're like, oh, hi. And you're very timid and you don't know what to do. But like Kyle was so welcoming. Sarah was so welcoming. I already knew Alana briefly, or like we'd met a couple times before. Joe and I actually went to school together. So it just like was really easy for us. But yeah, I was so sad to leave. I think I kind of lingered a little bit. I was like, oh no, I'll just slowly pack my things. No, it's good. It was a wonderful experience. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. The crew is like, Nikki, you have to go. Like the sets are down, the cameras are put away.
No, guys, it's cool. I'll stay here and watch it for you.
Yeah. Chad, I know that guitar behind you isn't just decor, because you're also a musician, or is it?
Well, this one actually is decor. So there's a story behind this. This was my very first guitar I got when I was 17 from my parents for Christmas. I was playing junior hockey in Vernon, and they said, if we get you a guitar, will you get lessons? I said, absolutely. Because I've been a musician most of my life. So that was the one that started it all for me. So my other guitars, actually, there's another one behind me. This is the one I usually write with and take on the road. But there's a few floating around. But yes, this one is real special to me. So it stays there. It's got a nice home.
I love that. Oh yeah. Well, it looks real fancy. I mean, everybody's got a guitar in their life. Not everybody can play it. So I think you're already a step ahead. But my question was, Chad, like as you were preparing for this role, was there any similarities to you as a musician versus you as an actor?
I think there's a lot of similarities in the entertainment world, and I put sports in that world as well, because, when the puck dropped when I was a hockey player, you had to be ready. So it was all about preparation, what you did before the game. And same with music. It's what you do before the show, how you prepare for the show when your drummer counts it in. And then it's with acting. It's how you prepare and before they say action. So I think my whole life has kind of prepared me for it in a sense that, I love pressure situations. It brings an X factor out of you. I was a better hockey player in pressure games. I'm a better entertainer at bigger shows. It kind of injects you with this this excitement that you normally can't get. So yeah, it really helped. There's a similarity in the things that I've done throughout my life when it came to preparing for that moment of, okay, are you ready? Let's go.
Next time you play hockey, instead of when they drop the puck, you're going to be like, action.
Yeah. Yeah, I might not win that game.
Well, you know what? That's okay, Chad, 'cause if me and you played hockey, I might not win that game either. So Sarah, let me ask you this. You have the role of producer here. Like and a lot of people don't know that the producer does a lot. For all those people that don't know, the producer does a lot. So in prepping for this film and making this film happen, what were your feelings like going into it and then watching this really come together?
Sure, absolutely. I'd second Chad in the way that I also work best under pressure. And, we shot this film in 21 days. And anyone who's made an independent film before knows that, like you said, we're all wearing multiple hats and we're all doing all sorts of different things. And the thing about it is everybody picks it up and everybody helps out. So it's amazing. We were working, like everyone has said, on this for a few years. And then, when we really decided, okay, now's the time to make the feature, there was that whole process of, trying to get the money, doing all of that, which is a journey in itself, right? As we all know. And then just making the film was it was incredible. Everyone is correct when they say that North Country is a family, and I feel blessed and grateful to be a part of that. And then when you see it after it's all done and you see it through to production and you see it up on the big screen for the first time, it's a pretty incredible feeling, and it makes you want to just go through all of that again and then again.
And then sleep for a month and then again.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And then you step and you're like, oh, I remember this stress, this familiar stress.
Exactly.
Kyle, was there something about the film? Like, I'd love to hear, what is something you will never do again when you make a film? And what is something you will always do for the rest of your life when you make a film?
Oh, great one. Well, what I will always do is try and surround myself with the best people. I think that is so important because, as we know, this is a very collaborative, film is very collaborative, even though that there are times where I feel like I'm sitting there writing and it's all just me and applying for grants and all of that. But ultimately it can't be done without everybody. So finding the best people to be part of your team is important, I think, and creating that environment where everyone's comfortable. So I would always do that again. And what wouldn't I do again? Well, I probably wouldn't work again without maybe somebody with a bit more accounting experience.
Oh God.
Because when all is said and done and everyone's gone and you look at the piles of receipts after you've shot and you go, oh no. So yeah, next time we'll definitely make sure to put that line item in the budget.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like me every tax year when I go, oh, I made some bad choices this year. It's a real scrapbook in my life.
It's true. Now, Joseph, can I call you Joe? Is that cool? Because everybody calls you?
Joe's good. Joe's good.
Okay, Joe, listen. So we've been in this quarantine for quite a long time, and I just want to make sure to comment on that luscious beard that you have happening. Because I would be remiss if I didn't, because I have a hard time growing facial hair. How is that going for you? Are you going to go forward performing acting with that beard, or are you going to take that off?
Honestly, this is going to be my bread and butter for as long as it can be. My rule of thumb is that I won't cut my facial hair or my head hair unless somebody pays me to do it. So I'll just grow it until somebody pays me to cut it.
Hey man, great answer.
We're
You
gonna
paid
wrap
for it
this
twice
up.
already, Joe.
Oh yeah.
You have to distinguish how much as well, Joe, because I could give you like, here's $3, shave your beard.
Well, it depends on how much coffee I've had. The $3 is a good coffee, so if I'm especially tired, I might take that.
We're gonna wrap it up. I would love to hear from each of you your favorite memorable moment from set or from the development of this project. Something that maybe just like made your heart sing, or something that just will stick with you forever. Who'd like to go first? Yeah, you go, Sarah.
Actually, it's kind of a sentimental sort of thing. I think, you know, we've always, in the films that we've made here in Alberta, the landscape becomes a character in itself in the films. And so I think after those long shoot days and those drives home, you know, with like, you know, this is cheesy, sorry, but you know, the big Alberta skies and the sun's coming down and you're driving home and you've just had an amazing day on set, like gets me every time.
I love it. Oh, thank you. That's lovely. Nikki, do you have one?
Oh man, there were a lot of moments. I feel like one of the biggest highlights was having the time to have those individual conversations with cast and crew and just get to know them not only as their character, but as them as individuals. Like Alana and I got real tight. But also like playing Joe's wife again was nice.
I love it. Joe, what about you?
Honestly, I'm gonna cheat on this question because the filming of this, there's so many reunions and introductions that happened. So getting to work with Nikki since being in school was outstanding. Getting to work with Alana again, amazing. Getting to meet Chad. So I'm going to cheat on this, and I'm just going to say that the skill that Kyle in North Country has on bringing together a family, that was my favorite. Like those conversations after shooting, just being in there, feeling right at home with old friends and with new friends. Like that's a total cheat on that question, but that was my favorite thing, is just that atmosphere that gets created and those old friends and new friends.
If that's cheating, sign me up.
Yeah, seriously.
What about you, Chad?
Yeah, it's kind of, you know, to reiterate what Joe's saying, and for me, because it was my first experience, every moment was memorable. But the relationships themselves and learning from Joe and from Alana and from Nikki, you know, that have lots of experience, and watching them from the side, I was literally soaking up every single moment. So from start to finish, I was just taking it all in. And the church scene at the very end, it was kind of the culmination of everything, everybody coming together, you know, everybody in the movie that was in one spot. So that was really special. It was a beautiful day that day, and I was comfortable. We shot a couple days already. So it was a really nice way to wrap it up for me.
Thank you, Alana.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, Naomi, so much of this film for me, I think because Frankie was written into every scene, the experience was through the lens of Frankie. So a lot of it is really sad for me, honestly. Like when I think back, I felt sad a lot of the time. And I think that's just because Frankie is brokenhearted and lonely. But there was one moment actually with Nikki where Frankie and Marnie, they're sitting on a picnic table having a beer, and in front of them, they're seeing Joe, and the family, Frankie's family, play. And it was like sunny, it was perfect. It's probably hell for everybody trying to film it, but for the actors, it felt perfect. And it just felt like the first honest moment of pure joy, again, through the lens of Frankie. And I'll never forget that. That for me was just like this breath of fresh air. Yeah, it was beautiful. So that for me will always stand out. That, and also just like looking at Kyle's eyes at the end, because this was a long journey, and it really meant the world to me that Kyle enabled me to be a part of this journey, and so much a part of it. And I remember just like hugging Kyle at the end. My last take was very quiet. There was a couple people around, and I remember hugging Kyle and looking in Kyle's eyes and like seeing a mixture of like sorrow and also, you know, just pride and happiness and everything that's mixed up with it. So seeing that, Kyle and Sarah, like the team, they just make this everything. So those two moments for me are everything for me.
That's amazing. Kyle, wrap it up. I'd love to hear not only
Well,
your
Alana,
favorite
you took my moment there, because really that was it. I think was a big one for me when it was like, okay, that's actually a wrap on Frankie, and it was like this giant weight, because I mean, of course, everyone's part of this journey, but it really felt like you and I had done a lot of work, and we were sort of connected throughout the whole process. And so, yeah, at that last moment, it was like this sad and relief and confusing time. And yeah, so that moment though, but it made it all worth it. I said, hey, we just went through something, we did this. And then probably, you know, I think the fact that my son, who you saw, he got bored, so he's gone, but he really wanted to be part of the red carpet because he was in the film. So getting a chance, an opportunity for him to be in the film as well. And that was just fantastic as well.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
Wow. I'm super jealous. What an amazing experience it sounds like you all had. And I will carry apple boxes next time you do a film. Happily. Right, Nigel?
Oh yeah, man. Hey man, just I want to learn how to play the guitar and play hockey. So like whatever works. I've been to Calgary, so I know what's up. You know what I mean? I've been there multiple times. We can have that conversation off the red carpet. But yeah.
That's a prereq before you get off the plane, I think.
Yeah, big time.
If we were really on a red carpet now, we'd be grabbing our popcorn and grabbing our seats because everybody's going to watch this film now. So I'm really excited to not only see the reaction from folks that are going to see it for the first time tonight, but just to have you all experience it together in some sort of virtual way. So thank you so much for joining Nigel and I. What an absolute treat. And big kudos to the Cannes Film Fest for, oh my gosh, they work so hard, this team, and they pull together and celebrate Canadian films like no one else. They do the party right. Whether it's in person or in virtual, there'll be a party after the movie tonight, and there's dancing. And I know when it was live, it was my favorite party of the whole of TIFF festival. So thank you so much. Nigel, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, listen, no, I got nothing. You did all the work, and I appreciate it. Appreciate you, the cast, crew. You guys are fantastic. I'm so excited for everybody to see this film. And yeah, Cannes Film Fest, they did it again. Fantastic time. Thank you so much.
Shout out to my team at Firecracker Department, who's been a huge support of the Cannes Film Fest with some social media stuff. They've been working real hard. And to all the team at the Cannes Film, Ashley and Byrne and Nick and oh gosh, why did I start naming names? All of them. It's extraordinary. So thank you so much. Grab your popcorn, grab your seats. Have a great, great time, you guys. I'm so, so proud of what you've created in Canada.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.